Alright, so welcome back. Today we are playing as the UK in Victoria 3. Last episode was major colonial vibes. We fought a whole bunch of little wars for native uprisings here, and then we started a war with Canada after the tasty Ontario state, which has the 20% building electricity throughput bonus. Unfortunately for us, two great powers joined on their side, and suddenly it wasn't looking like Canada was going to back down. Generally speaking, we'd rather Canada just back down. And so, but it went to a regular war anyways. We are fighting this war. I added about 100, I think, battalions into the queue. We can easily afford having 100 battalions in this way. Hopefully every other war we fight, they just back down. As a general heuristic, we would rather they just back down, because it allows us to fight more wars. There's only two great powers remaining. The main reason why we wouldn't want people to back down is if we're trying to take multiple states from them, which we won't do very often, or if we are trying to break up great powers. And hopefully after this war, Austria will lose their great power status, and then it will just be us and Prussia with the great power status. You know, France is pretty far behind. I think, how much do they need? I don't know exactly. Let's see, if we hover over here, we could see that they have to be over 1040. Oh, so France is almost back up to great power status, but yeah, they're gonna have a hard time because they can they need to have, I think, a certain percentage of the global average. I forget exactly how the calculation's done. One of the calculations is your percentage of the leader, but they aren't going to get power status based on a percentage of the leader when the leader is us. There's like two ways it can be calculated. I forget how they are, but they're not going to get it from that one. But we'll be off and away with this war and our monstrous queue. We also got up to 9k construction. Today, hopefully, we'll be expanding to the full 10k. Also, I wanted to talk about this. This is a little bit of an experimental thing. So, as some of you might know, you cannot incorporate a treaty port. Makes sense for the game, but okay. However, we annexed Portugal, who had this treaty port, and it's not a treaty port once we annex them, it's a tiny spit of land. What I'm wondering is, first of all, can we incorporate over 21 years here? And if we can, we just started incorporating. If we can, this means we can incorporate when it's only 800k population, so we're paying way less bureaucracy, and then when we annex the full state, it will be incorporated, and so it's a kind of a way of avoiding paying the bureaucracy if you're just incorporating a tiny little snippet of the state if you take someone else's treaty port. So this is an interesting idea, to me at least, to try and limit the bureaucracy cost while eventually just being able to have this multi-million population state. But the second thing I was wondering is, after we incorporate Guangdong, can't we declare a reconquest CB on Great Qing for the rest of the province? This I don't know. I'm very curious about this, how this mechanic works, and this makes sense to me, so we'll see how this works. Now, as far as our war is going, we do have some forces landing here in Austria, and a small contingent landing here. Man, oh man, is this District of Columbia is just a terrible place with the capital because it can't house a lot of population because it has really low arable land count. And so your overall migration attraction will be really low. You know, they just have the White House and the government admins. And okay, you know, this White House has an interesting bonus, you know, in the 20% government administration throughput bonus. But when the population is low, this means that the number of conscripts will be low, so this means landing them is very, very easy. Can we zoom in and see the White House? We can. It looks like... that's kind of neat. The White House and Congress. But it makes landing them really easy. So generally speaking, wars against the United States are pretty easy because you just land the capital and you take the capital and you're just like, nah. And that's kind of how that goes. But I'm really, really curious about this situation. This is something... I'm so keen to learn. We will just say caution everywhere because we're gonna own all the Congo anyways. I suppose I should actually read which places it's applying to, but who needs to read, really? We are expanding like a whole bunch here as well. So the general strategy still is we are kind of playing as if we were going to a world conquest, but this is currently the only run we're playing. You know, we shelved the Armenia run, we failed the spoilers, I guess. We failed the native territory, or the Indian territories run. And so currently, in terms of like what I'm playing right now, this is the only run I'm playing, and we're just kind of waiting to see what the news on 1.2 is. You know, if it's going to be coming out, in which case I would want to be switching over to 1.2 runs. And so we're kind of just, you know, waiting, kind of playing as if we can do a world conquest, but I don't think it pops off. I also don't think a world conquest is possible on this patch without a strategy that I am not yet aware of, because of, or a one-tag world conquest. I think maybe you could world conquest if you just get really lucky and somehow figure out a way to make it so your subjects don't have a lot of revolutions. But currently you just need to declare too many wars to, you know, incorporate every single thing. And you're bricked by the wars, not the amount of power required. We could easily get strong enough to conquer the entire world. This isn't the problem. The problem is that the just sheer number of wars you have to declare. Although I think we're in good shape. You know, it's only 78. We have conquered several countries, like in the Philippines, or Indonesia rather, and the British Raj took care of a couple guys. You know, not too many countries have been busted apart into multiple pieces. Like, we were careful with France not to release Corsica for the specific reason. We wanted France to just barely be losing their great power status, which is kind of where they're at, so that they could be puppeted later. When we decide to turn a corner, our landing goes off, and then our person gets unassigned from the front, as is the buggy case normally. So we'll move him back, but if, like, you're not watching when this happens, you just, like, brick, I guess. But it makes them quite likely, which means our other landings should be coming off in just a moment here. That is Native Uprising, which we will very shortly put down. Looks like our battalions are starting to get into the queue, which means, let's clear this map mode, we should start expanding what's going on. So let's take a look here. Just expanding a whole bunch of stuff. I think, again, maybe a little strategy here. Notably, we're not going to expand power plants at all. In fact, we're going to take power plants off of auto queue. And there's a reason why. Because we're about to get Ontario, and we're going to put all the power plants there from now on. Like hundreds of power plants. We're going to stack them high in Ontario. It's going to be beautiful. Go to Africa. Show them who's boss. Keen to see how this landing goes. Austria, this is a little bit of a question mark whether or not we can land Austria. I'm pretty sure we can, but, you know, still a little curious. We have started to get to the point where we lag. I think just from a viewer perspective, I'm not going to go above 10k construction, or not like super high above, because it does make us lag a lot, which I think makes worse videos to view. I of course think in theory you should just keep expanding construction forever, basically. Actually, that's probably not true. I think maybe you expand it up to around 40k, at which point, during the time of the expansion, and all your construction that's been going on. Oh, we're not. There's a reason it's not progressing, because we're paused. I feel so dumb whenever I do that, by the way. When I think I'm on pause, but I'm not, but I'm trying to keep talking, you know, because it's much more interesting if I'm talking. But I think 40k construction, by the time you get to 40k construction, and you've had the 40k construction running, I think that all the world's resources will be mined out, and you will just be building more and more manufactories, and that those manufactories will be, for the most part, maybe it's not 40k, maybe it's 50 or 60. We got up to 69k in the China run, but every time we tried to fill the entire queue, it just crashed the computer. Or crashed the game, rather. So we could get up to around 50,000 construction in the queue, and then the game would crash. Which, fair enough, I guess. I suppose we should move some guys down to the Dixie front, yeah. Or this front. But, in theory, I think construction does start having diminishing returns, you know, once you have... If you've conquered the entire Earth and you've used up every natural resource, of course it's going to start going a lot slower. And eventually it's going to hit a point where there's nothing useful you can do. But I think that you won't hit that for like a super long time. It's pretty hard to hit that. Say goodbye, my friend. 67 defense. Insane. And we have our landing squad. Ooh, they're not doing too well. We do not have landing gear. This is a tech we could just research, I think. I guess we could just research it now. A little bit unfortunate. We're like close to this actually being like doable. We have surprise for more damage, and he has this for more defense. It's like close-ish. Maybe it swings the other way, but I have a general philosophy in this game, which is don't really pick close fights ever. And just have a strong enough economy to have a big stick, and then you just win every time. You don't need to worry about anything. We do have, we are a little infamous. We're about to decay under. Once we decay under, we could go looking through our bankrolls to see what we can do. Now, in the light of the fact that we're going to build a bunch more power plants, maybe we should build more engines. And this Buenos Aires having minus 5k is a good sign that they are having some sort of weird problem, and that weird problem is probably infra. Oh, it looks like we're building a town on top, though. One thing is you get the infra bonus from the rural folk, right? And it's a really strong bonus in theory, but then in like practice, for all your unincorporated states, you will like expand all the railways so that they have all of their rural goods fleshed out in terms of infrastructure, and so you don't like benefit from all the rural areas from the increased infrastructure, really, because you will at some point or another have expanded the infrastructure. Unless you intentionally underbuild, which I guess is something you could do. So you're having a different problem. I don't think our convoys are getting that jacked up. Maybe they are. These guys are. I guess there's some raiding around this bizzle. This battle's been going... Oh, somehow we're turning the tide on this battle. And we're gonna get a landing here, it looks like. A landing and a push. Might move this guy over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Sometimes it feels like it forever for these things to finish. Yep, they're gonna get dunked though. looks like our auto queue is picking up some here in the back. I do wish there was a way you could set it to like build 5 or build more, or just like, you know, pick whichever is the most profitable. I suppose the 1.2 changes are going to be pretty interesting because they're going to, you know, if you only control a quarter of your queue, keeping up with the queue is going to be a lot easier. And so maybe this is one of the reasons they're putting forth this change. And not be surprised, but we got a lot of those fleshed out. We'll probably just defend them anyways, like if something weird happens. They are in our market, but oh no, gold is ran out. Whatever will we do? Politician dies. From the petite bourgeoisie. Let's see who we got. We got a radical replacement, which is nice for us. We have gone back to our radical roots and just have this huge radical block. We won't put him in gov, but we could. Everyone's a radical. We could go to 100, but there's no difference between 91 and 100, so we don't want to create the radicals just from shuffling stuff around. We don't care about our relations with Guatemala, but we do care about our clout, so let's just take a look. I think the Industrialists, yeah, so the Industrialists are not as happy with us, so we'll take this. Industrialists are a little mad at us, and we do kind of want to switch Council Republic as soon as Victoria dies. She's pretty good. Her heir is not so good. Prince Edward has got a psychological affliction. He's pretty hated. And so we are thinking, even though Intelligentsia is a good interest group to have your leader in, if you have monarchy or whatever, she gets this bonus. I'm just curious if this bonus applies to him. So that's a big reason why I don't want to switch off right now. Is I'm just more curiosity than anything. I think USA is probably going to capitulate soon. I think we do have to try and land Canada's capital, though. Canada HQ. Alright. Hopefully that did not brick one of our fronts. It doesn't look like it. But we need to get something going in terms of, we got this only plus 38 here. Gotta be a little cognizant of the fact that our not owning the war goal is making it. We have to still be able to push Canada here. You know, we're trying to win against everyone else right now, more so, because they're bigger. But looks like we're about to take Austria's HQ. I think it's... The AIs really likes moving around their capital a lot more than they used to. So... Ottomans wants a defensive pact. I think we're gonna say no. Danubia... So I know, like, Austria is, like, right here. But they don't have a flag, which means that's not where the capital is my understanding. Yeah, see, not the capital. Capital state, they moved to Bohemia. So that's where we're pushing. And of course our queue empties. Big Sag. Let's take a look at the home and see about railroading it up. Now we're going to fix the problem and then add 5 at the back, because eventually they will use the 5. Now, what industries can we expand? The boom booms, I guess. Oh, what am I doing? Using the small boy button. I need to be using control, not shift. Control click will add 10 to the queue. Oop, didn't want to do that. Whatever. Not too big a deal. God, we still have so much in the queue. I think we can just add 5 here. They've been trying to auto build up for a while now. We're just going to add quite a few glass. And we're going to need a whole ton of motors, because we actually don't have all the lights turned on in any of our territories. We actually should have made new motor industries. This is going to be a ton of motors, because we're going to need a ton of motors, because we're going to add a ton of electrical places in Ontario. Let's just go to buildings, click on this one, make sure that's auto-expanding, make sure that's auto-expanding, cool beans, and we will add another 5 or so railways to take care of that to some extent. Well, we need 10. Add 10 in Midlands. I think the United States should be pretty close here. We can click on it and kind of see how they feel about things. Oh, they don't like any of this. They want out, though. A little bit of devastation, some tea plantations. I think we could just, yeah, they're already on auto expand. We got the logging, kind of got everything in. Set this on auto expand. Even this. The rubber's super cheap in our market though. We're not using a lot of rubber. Now, what are you doing? I think we're gonna move someone to that front. Oh, I forgot. We do have a bunch more military now. So why don't we recruit generals for it? Don't really like either of these guys. This guy's a moderate, this guy's a social democrat. I guess I like the social democrat a little bit more. Probably gonna fire both. Like this guy, who is a rural folker. He's a rural folker. Just a good old royal folker. And then we will see about recruiting another one in the England HQ. Just all armed forces, not exactly what we want. I guess we might just promote some people. These armed forces, this guy's petite bourgeoisie, I think we'll take a promotion on him. Not sure if he's the right. We'll promote the rural folker. Hedonist, bandit, moderate. Pretty hated. I guess we'll recruit him. Probably gonna fire him. Wrathful offensive planner isn't too bad. He's a royalist, that's kind of annoying, but we'll fire the other guy. We'll keep this guy. This is going pretty well. Don't know why they're expanding this way. I suppose we do have Hungary as a war goal, but if they take the capital, that'd be fine too. I really wish they would do that. Oh, no one's going to, or someone's going to that front now. Someone's also landing Ontario. So we're in good shape. I mean, well, we're in spectacular shape for the war. How could we lose with an economy this size? We are 4.4 billion. Next biggest is, well, next biggest is a war. It's 134 million. Oh, this is a nice little landing spot. I think we move this guy over to this other side. Or we have to move someone here so they can push the cap. I think this guy instead. We move here. We do not have enough generals for all the fronts. Let's just take a look and make sure. So England, we still have a ton unraised. We don't mind having 10 battalions in reserve, though. That's not a large reserve. It's a very tolerable amount. Nice to see New Africa pushing in here. Oh, looks like we have the capital now in Ontario. So that's going to work out good for us. Generals are changing fronts. Hopefully everything is not too crazy. Caution. We'll just put it somewhere else there. Auleta. Uprising. Is anyone running 2 battalions? You are. I'm going to take one of these. Put him over here. For our native uprising. I feel like a broken record complaining about the inability to start new wars when you already have a war. A general died. Frederick Mackenzie. Ooh, he was a big one, wasn't he? Yeah, he was real big. So this guy looks pretty good. He's market liberal. We'll recruit him. We'll still look for another guy. Intelligentsia. Oh yeah, brother. Alright, where's the Intelligentsia guy? Well, this guy we'll put, I guess over here. I think the guy we lost might even be... No, he's not in there. Maybe he's one of these fronts. At any rate, we're going to promote this guy up pretty high. He's a jingoist, which is an okay ideology, but he is an Intelligentsia, so we're a little bit more happy to have him. We'll move him to Austria, try and push that front a little bit faster now that we have the war going on Canada. I think Austria is going to be the last to fall. US might be the first. We are moving someone to that front. Good, good. Yeah, so far this run has gone pretty nice. You know, we're only, was this 43 years into it. So we're not even halfway, and we already are considering turning the corner and just puppeting all the great powers. Which is very easy to do. The reason I'm not puppeting all the great powers is because I have so many wars to declare to like incorporate subjects that I think I can stay on the low infamy path for a little while longer. I guess we did want to check our bankrolls or whatever. I think... I think we need to expand some of this stuff in here. So let's take a look at railways. Yeah, problems. Oh, I forget we have no queue, so we can just add 5 in all these places. And then what are we going to add? I think we need steel. I think steel's a good shout, considering we have so many new engine things. that are not currently productive, but will be so soon. This is maybe a little bit too much, but kind of whatever. Try to keep the queue going, you know. Try to keep everything working. So when we overkill something, it's really not too big a deal. Wow, this looks like a hot mess. Not a fan of all this. Absolutely disgusting. I can't tell what's going on. Oh, we're just like losing this front. We're crushing on this front. Just a whole bunch of 100% fronts in both directions. I do not like that at all. I guess we're gonna move the 40 off of this, maybe? No, we're gonna keep them here. Commitment. I guess we'd rather use our 80 to fight their 30 or whatever. They're 35. 38. We didn't have another general die, did we? No, we did not. Wonder how long you planning on living, Vicky. Starting to get up there. I suppose we could... I think we radicalized too many to go Council Republic right now. Yeah, we radicalized the Industrialists who are quite strong, but we would be just the Industrialists? I don't think that's enough to pop a rev. Industrialists have kind of been, they're in their twilight years right now. They're on the way out. We could prop them up for a while longer, but we're not getting their bonus right now. We're getting everyone else's bonus. We will equilibrium back to their bonus. We will recover it. A lot of it is just a decaying thing, so we would have plus 14. Yikes, we're going to need more of this soon, so let's see if we have inefficient... No, we don't have inefficient tax capacity anywhere. Just looking for it. Getting a lot of generals moved and a lot of just ugly border gore borders. Where's the 80 guy? Why are we not decaying you faster? I feel like we should be. Control half the war goals? Do we not have the capital? Does not count. Do we need the entire state? Is that the problem? Let's move you back over here, I guess. I feel for being like a low micromanagement. Okay, we enforce on the US. That should speed things up dramatically. I feel like being for a low micromanagement thing, there's actually quite a lot of micromanagement going on. We'll just put most of these on Canada. Because I feel like the Canada thing's going a little bit poorly for us. We'll just stick him on this front. Make sure we got a little of everybody on each front. Someone wants presidential republic. I mean, we could leapfrog towards presidential republic. Just feels like we wouldn't get anything from it yet. We would get something from Council Republic. We would get the shift towards that entire shtick. But, another native uprising here. So we are gonna move this guy, who's taking forever to get to this route anyways, over here. The construction looks like the auto queue is coming in a little bit. Kind of keen on getting Ontario here. Labor Party forms. Hot. Oh, it's just a Communist Party because it's not a radical anymore. All these guys want to join the Democratic Progressive Party. I think that would kick. So I suppose one reason, if we wanted to put these guys in government or in this party, it would make sense for us to swap off of monarchy, because we would be able to get the legitimacy up high enough if we were, like, say, a parliamentary republic. But considering we can... Often the reason to change down from monarchy or from, like, oligarchy autocracy is your ability to maintain a really legitimate government. If you're already really legitimate, generally speaking, you kind of want the authority. And so, since we're really legitimate, we kind of want the authority. We are going to have to add to the queue. This sucks. Let's just add a bunch of resources and pretend like we're good at this game. You don't have to really think too much. And you know, like, they won't be terrible, you know? Then I think we will have to do a little bit of whack-a-mole here. Over, yeah, we will. Oh, you don't have a rail problem. You have a different problem. You have a rail problem. You have a rail problem. But you do not. But you will, I guess. We could have finished that, because you do have enough stuff that you will eventually have a rail problem. Shandong wants a trade agreement? Hell yeah, brother. Weren't you in our market? I guess we could bankroll you and try and get you in. Commander. So he is Imperious, Dockyard, Organizer, Scared, Bandit, Traditionalist, Commander. I think Bandit makes him not very popular. Our current guy, or I guess the more important thing is, what is his ideology? He's a moderate. I think we'd rather have a radical. So we'll keep this guy. And then we will double check all these real quick. So we'll absolve the obligation with Spain. Maybe we can protectorate them. Manchuria is cooperative. Let's see if we... Nope, not even close to protectorating them. Sokoto. Can't get them in the customs union yet. Can't get them in the customs union yet. Can't... I doubt we can protectorate them, but that's kind of what we're going for them. For Italy... We have an obligation. We were going for a protectorate, and now we can't quite get it, but we're really close, so we're just going to keep bankrolling them. You can hope and you can dream, but you can't protectorate Italy, I suppose. These guys, we just started bankrolling, and then Ottomans, we were trying to protectorate, I think. Yep. And we're not close enough. Not particularly close. They need to be not defending the borders and change their government a little bit. Why did they break relations? Huh. Weird. I guess that rivalry being broken was not referring to me, it was just happening with the United States. This war has been quite a bit of a war. These are still profitable. We should probably build some new ones somewhere else, but I like, you know, from an RP perspective, I like it. All the art is produced in the home countries. That is where the real artistes are. I guess we could take a look at where do we have a lot of peasants. Alright, so we have the most peasants here. We're fully expanded. Ooh, we're not fully expanded on everything. So, let's take a look what we can do in the rural center. Let's get off this menu. So there's a lot of arable land. So we can make this just straight up a sugar place. I think I like that. So we'll go here and we'll do this. And we'll auto expand. Nakakua also had a lot. So I think we're gonna do you for cotton. And then let's sort by peasants again. Because peasants is also an indicator. You cannot have peasants in territories that don't have arable land. So we know that all these places have a ton of extra arable land that they're currently not utilizing. Just by searching in this way. I think we'll have you do coffee, my guy. We'll set you on auto expand. And I guess we'll delete these. And surely we'll need railways and a couple of these interior ones. We do. And then we'll also need railways, some of these incorporated territories. We don't have Austria's capital, so I think this battle's gonna keep on going on. I think we're gonna navally invade Dalmatia to create another front. We're just sending this guy into the... I hope he wasn't from here. Nope, he was not. Or from here. Cool. Just should expand and make another front and expand it a little faster. We are going to need to start building more of that soon. Or go for telephones. So just looking around and seeing where we have level 51 government admin. Because where we don't currently have it, we're going to want to start moving towards it. Just adding another little thing. Or 51. I wish there was more incentive to specialize beyond the economies of scale. I feel like it'd be cooler if, like, we didn't just build every single industry to 51. A lot of these places. Look at that throughput bonus. Hot. 106%. So war's about to pop off. Yeah, so maybe there should have been a scenario where just for all the colonizing speed, we like switch back to resettlement. Or just to avoid all these revs or these uprisings. And maybe if you take this out, the uprising, like, negative factor that you can't start another war, then it makes colonial exploitation just, like, strictly better. I mean, it's already way better. If someone thinks that there's a reason to ever go, you know, resettlement, like, realistically speaking, feel free to let me know. Because I'm not seeing it. Did not have my light on. This is pretty bright. Also seems to help my camera's focus. Kind of hurts my eyes, though. For an extended period of time. This war is about to finish, though. And then we will have glorious Canada. We can colonize there. Yeah, let's go, baby. We annexed Canada. Let's start. First things first. Ugh. Let's put these at the front of the queue. Alright. Let's do this. Let's just speak a little conservative. We'll just add 30 of those. We'll take away the barracks. Not gonna need you guys to work on this stuff too much, but we'll just leave it be. We'll delete that. Don't need that. We'll leave these two for now. And, ooh, I meant to click that so many more times than that. Let's see, 30 of these. Each one gives around, support around 8. So why don't we just do a cool 250. Yep, definitely a cool 250. Definitely not more than 250. We'll put some of these at the front. Yeah, and that should handle Ontario for a little bit. Of course, the real problem will be people need to come there. Ooh, I forgot we have to desubsidize everything. Yuck. We have to desubsidize it by hand because subsidizing isn't an option, which that doesn't make much sense, but okay. Ugh. Ugh. We have to delete the level 1 barracks just like everywhere. Set this to auto-expand. Gonna be downsizing a lot of these, but I think we'll get to it when we get to it. Kind of mainly just want to get the arable stuff on auto production in all the places. Oop, don't want that, actually. I want that one. And here might be a decent place. Oh no, wait, they have iron. I was gonna say it might be a decent place to incorporate, but it's not. Weapons generally are pretty profitable in our market. The AI really loves themselves some weapons. Don't want weapons and munition around here though. I guess actually this is probably fine. Might incorporate these two. Actually, do not like this modifier for incorporating states. So I guess we're just gonna leave stuff. Yeah. Run Ontario. Oh baby. Sign me up. Of course we'll need to swap over some PMs. Everyone's moving to the Austria front. Definitely auto expand all the iron, all the mines. Probably. Well, I need to look into the mods and see if there is one for change all to all newly acquired territories to current PMs. Would really love that. Should help the auto queue a little bit. I guess we have this war with Austria, so these extra wars over here are not too bad. In terms of native uprisings. Oh, you can't have low migration attraction, or you're about to not have low. Get ready for the fire. Oh, I forgot. And we're gonna need a lot of these, actually, in the long term. How are you employed? Pretty well, I guess. I'll just leave you alone for now. I guess we could look around places we might want to incorporate. I think we don't want to incorporate anything that's got this infrastructure and construction efficiency malus. It's a pretty annoying modifier. So like this place on the cover of that might be okay with Quebec, and then we look at the iron mines and the arable land and it's like, rather get the throughput bonus. I think here, yeah, we're gonna have infrastructure state construction. Yep, so I don't think we're incorporating anything but Ontario. Seems based on our heuristics. Did we get another native uprising? No. Just one popped off, one of the wars started, maybe? Of course we want a monument to Queen Elizabeth. Hell yeah, brother. We do want to enforce on them, so gonna stick at it. A lot of turmoil. Good amount of devastation. Gonna have trouble. It's gonna be a little rocky start here. Gonna have a hard time employing everything all the way up. Ooh, I forgot. Let's go into development and we can look. And I think we can find all the barracks and just nuke them. All the new ones. Yep, we can. Let's swap all these PMs over. And we're gonna make sure all the railroads are and subsidied. Awutaka decides they've had enough. Oh, we did get another native. Oh no, wait, that's Orange. And they can only do that. We are auto expanding. We're auto expanding everywhere. Alright, alright, alright. Except, oh, nope, we are making colonies as we can. Alright, let's see if these places need rails. They're having a different sort of issue. A larger issue. We do not appear to have enough convoys. I think this is caused by? Or it's just the convoy raiding of Austria. Do we get landing craft? Oh, we had swapped over for that. I guess we should have swapped back to compression ignition. Whatever. here seems fine. Democratic Progressive Party crushes the Oppo. Now that all our guys are here, we're going to steamroll through them, I think. Democratic Progressive Party gets so much of this stuff. Yeah, we're just fully righteous now. Righteous? Righteous? And these guys are... We are getting their bonus back. They've decayed to being less powerful. I think the time of the Industrialists might be over. I think it might be trying to nuke them. Kind of feel bad nuking them while we still have Elizabeth, though. Can't recruit her to be a general because she's female. Sexist game. Uninstalling immediately. Like, actually is a sexist game. Because it's a sexist time period, except it's named after Victoria, so, like, how sexist would you do it? I mean, just kidding, it can still be, like... I've backed myself into a corner. It is a general heuristic. I don't think that Paradox is a sexist game company. I think they go out of their way to be progressive. Industrialists no longer powerful. See, the cloud got recalculated when the election went through. And now getting them back up to 20%. I mean, we could do it. They're going to be happy with us. We will get this bonus. I guess maybe we do that instead of empowering the roll folk. We will have to do this little juggle action. Where we go in here. Increase this temporarily. Bolster this. We go in here. Decrease this back to where it was. We could also raise taxes, but it's really not important. I think this is the only place we're incorporating. Double check. Idaho, I think is... yeah, they're mountainous. And that's why we're not incorporating these ones. Construction center is fully employed. What exactly causes good input modifier? Unused construction? Got it. That makes sense. Guess we just fully exploit all the new Canadian territories. All their resources. Yeah, this like little bit of lag between when I'm clicking and when stuff is happening. It's because the construction's too high. Or it's like... it is what it is, but... you know what I mean? Alright, let's play whack-a-mole. Ah, yes. The thing that makes whack-a-mole all hard. Did I see the Falkland Islands? Is that what this is? Oh, there's the Falkland Islands. Let's do this. Okay. And let's make sure you guys have all your infrastructure. You have an infrastructure problem. You're faking. Where's this 0.81 from? What does that tell us? North Island? What's this? Is this it? Jesus, it's all the way out there. Okay, Queensland probably actually has a problem. You actually have a problem. You actually have a huge problem. The rest of you are just faking it. Except over here, there's this 81. Nope, just faking. All a bunch of fakers. Maybe we just want to defend this front even? Just so it stays open and they stay like super weak on the other one. Probably not though. We're just rolling through here. This is a little bit scary. So we're gonna start 51ing this bad boy here. We're moving in that direction. Same with this one. Let's see if there's insufficient tax capacity anywhere. There's here. I'm just gonna add 10. And there's Buenos Aires. We're gonna add another 10. There's gonna be so many, so many railroads are gonna finish here all at once. So many everything, really. Which is gonna really drive the migration. We should probably and that teeming shore modifier. Insane. I think even if I go full repressive, I might go liberal first just to get teeming shore. Make sure all of these, yeah, so we're looking to see if these places have a plantation that they're growing stuff. I think maybe we can use more cotton. Cotton's not the most profitable thing, but it's not. We also want to be able to build more profitable clothing industries, right? So that's part of why we're growing cotton. When it's not like readily apparent that it's the way to go. So you should have pretty good migration right now, yeah? I guess a big part of it is devastation. But yeah, okay, now you're attracting a lot of people. Now you're getting plus 150k from migration. If we zoom out, is it like hyper colorful? Yeah, a little bit. Not super, but pretty. Can we just push them faster, or is that not an option, or what? We do have all the coasts, so we can't land them to create a new coast, and it's like mountainous terrain. I guess we kind of seem to be clapping them pretty bad. We have much better PMs. Maybe we're finishing this war soon, maybe not. Who knows? I do know one thing, though. I know one thing. That I'm building a ton of electricity here. And I think I can fire these guys now. And I think I can fire these guys now. Yes, we are in fact only going to build electricity here. We could make it publicly traded, which would contribute quite a bit to the investment pool. They will like fully employ, no matter what, pretty indiscriminately. Embargo ended. Russia stopped embargoing us. I guess all of our trade routes are going to restart with Russia. I feel like we're probably Austria is like close to sparking a might be closer to sparking a revolution than capitulating. We do want to liberate Transylvania and Hungary. We don't control... Well, we control the Hungarian HQ, so if we push this way or into the capital, this both works. God, this is forever war, though. Let's make sure we are colonizing everywhere. Kind of closing all this in. It's beautiful, by the way. God, they're still using wooden boats. Certainly not ideal for them. Looks like we've turned the tide of this battle. It is nice that we have motorized, because if I'm not mistaken, this does increase provinces captured, yeah. Do have a free reform, I don't think we use it. I think we've lost some loyalists. No, we just gained new pops and some of these pops are radical. Yeah, that's fair. How are you doing? Are you almost done? Almost. Almost doing the things here. Can't employ in the rail yard. It's super high migration attraction as a result of the overexpanded rail yard. The standard of living is 26, which is above the national average. This is going up even further. Could put down an edict for them. I think I actually like doing that. If I forget about this decree, it's not too big a deal. Like, not the worst one to forget about. So now the attraction's 60, which is a very big number. We're getting green and grass campaigns, Intelligentsia, and teaming short. Which is... yeah, that's a lot. I think that's affecting the heat map quite a bit. Alright, well, let's just take a look over here. Yeah, nowhere in the mainland where there's a ton of really good jobs is it even that high. So more people will be coming over here than anywhere else. Notice migration moved from plus 130 to plus 185. I think when we first got this state, it had 800,000 people. Now it has 1.1 mil. And we're on speed 2 here. It's not like we're flying. But we will pay any price to fully hire, which is going to make the subsidies real expensive. But that's okay. I think more of these just finished too. These are starting to employ. Oh, baby. Oh. They're not going to employ until the other ones are finished. That's fine. Kind of. These are making electricity expensive. Is it fine? How do you migrate to Yorkshire instead of here? Come on, brother. Oh, I guess we gotta do the things again. Alright, that'll do something. Let's expand some of this. Oh, I guess they can't raid us now that we have all of their, every last one of their coastal provinces, so that's something. Forgot that's incorporated. Ooh, yikes. I'm solving the problem and then I'm adding additional ones. Get an obligation from Spain. Let's see what we can do with the obligation. Can we pull you in the customs unit? No, we can absolve it though. And we can take a look at everyone else. Manchuria is cooperative, but we can't protect them, I'm guessing. So close. Too bad, so sad. I think if they're not defending the borders, we can. Philippines, we can finally invite to a custom union. Sokoto says no way. Japanese shogunate is probably not protectorable. But I think they are defending the borders. If they ever get off of defending the borders, we'll be able to do it. Which is why we continue to bankroll them. Can we protectorate them? We're just one off. Tragic. Persia. I think they're defending the borders. I didn't read the breakdown, but just looking at the 73, and same with them. As soon as if they get off of that strategy on any of these guys, we're nabbing them. These guys were not quite nabbable if they get off that. And we don't have a obligation from those. Let's take a look. Buenos Aires, we are expanding tax. We have 16 battalion in reserve. Could do something with that. Could also not. Spain wants to enter the customs union. Okay, that works. Oh, we can protectorate them right now just by owing them an obligation. Which will make them a subject, which will make puppeting them way cheaper. So we will start damaging relations after they accept. Except, yeah, okay, we can. Yeah, we do have enough. The bankroll got broken, which gave us the what we needed. And we're failing this attack. Unfortunate. Do want to enforce on these guys. Because this will take them out of Great Powership, I think, if they're not already. I think we're decaying infamy either way, so we don't really care. If we can try and get low enough infamy that we can annex the British Raj, that's something we're interested in. I don't know what well, our people only want one thing, and it's fucking tea, so. We might just put level 1s of these everywhere. Because we have a lot that just aren't doing anything. And then we'll go into buildings, rural, and set them to auto-expand. Those two. I think we gotta look at Canada. We have a bunch of rural stuff expanding there. And just make sure that we're keeping up the infrastructure a little bit. Let's take a look at how they're doing. So last time we checked it was 1.1 million. It's not too much growth, but it's something. These aren't employing yet because these are still trying to employ all the way, but we are charging, you know, we're giving a ton of money for them. I guess we could switch you to steam so you don't mess up the electricity. We overbuilt stuff. Here what we gotta do is some of this. We can't finish these. because these have to fully employ before we can finish them. Or these have to become much better employed, which currently we're having an infrastructure problem. We flew too close to the sun. We expanded too quickly. Might even have to delete some of these power plants, which is a little obnoxious, but just look at that 80% throughput bonus waiting for us. So hot. Oh, we're so close to that. I mean, I guess we might as well just pip it by a +10ing in here, +5ing. It's +10. So I could delete all the sulfur mines. I think I'm going to do that instead of the power plants, deleting those. I'm going to delete 10 of the power plants, which brings down this a bit. I could delete all of these without any penalty because there's 0 employment in them, so let's do that. After that, I guess we'll want to go tobacco. Brittany's trying to help us have a side with them against Red Brittany. I think no thanks. God, the Forever War. The real Forever War. Oh, what's this? We could support this Udalam whatever uprising. I don't think we want to, but interesting. Got an obligation from Persia. If they get off defending the borders, we will be able to incorporate them. Much like we did Spain. Red Brittany wins, wow. Come on. You can do it, I know you can. Just gotta employ this. Now, I think the wage is higher if we delete all these so the migration attraction gets better, but then I don't want to waste all the construction we use. I mean, I guess we're gonna not be filling the queue all the time anyway. We could also fire some of these guys, actually. Some of these guys as well. Actually, let's fire all these guys for now. We will rehire them. And we'll go down to 1 there, which will allow the railroad to employ. Which I think will get you to kind of a good enough level here to start attracting people just to employ the railroad. Yeah. Adding another 5 there. Why don't we just add a little extra railroad juice well, because it's going to use electricity. That would be a good reason to not just juice up the railroads a ton. Yeah, think with your brain, Peter. Just trying to add stuff in a few places to try and fill out this queue. Oh, yuck. I guess I could build one millet farm and see which one's more profitable. The thing is, I think long term the branches get better, a lot better. Guess I don't have too much tobacco plantations, so we'll just try that. God, this is not clearing out the queue at all. Looks like tea is most profitable by a large margin. People only want one thing and it's fucking tea. Are we really just 3 short of 10k? Gonna do us like that? Okay, there we go. Perfect. 10k construction, everyone. The 10k construction helps us sleep at night. When the long biting war against Austria that never finishes continues to bite us long and bitingly. Is this the most expensive, or is this even remotely close to the best thing to be expanding? No. Are we expanding it anyway? Yeah. We're setting up a, we're trying to 51 here, but I guess we 41'd. Just make much more glassworks. Eventually the lead becomes, or in all my runs lead becomes a problem. Oh, we're also about to hit 5 bill here. Let's check in. Alright, people are coming here. Migration's pretty good. Traction's pretty high. Pop growth's good. This probably isn't employing yet. Still finishing out the railroad employment. Canadian Pacific Railway is completed. I wonder what the driving force of that is. Politician dies and we get job creators activated. Well... is British Columbia a region? No, it's just the one province. Why can't we give Ontario the traction? I think we do great potential for the prairies. It's unfortunate that we can't just somehow give a ton to, oh well. Oh. That is... 3% is the worst bureaucratic or infrastructure deficit I've ever seen. Oh, I thought it said they were employing. This place has got to finish employing first. We did get job creators activated. So this guy didn't die though. We are empowering them, trying to get them back over to 20% so we can get double the bonus. I want to keep the rural folk in here to see if we can, if they dip below 4% but stay they don't become marginalized because they're in the government. That's something I'm curious about how that works. We'll let Lawrence Crawford take care of that, brother. This truly has been a forever war. I think that this HQ, though, does mark us actually being able to enforce on them. Holy shit, this episode's gone super long. I think I'm going to call it a day. Okay, so managed to take Quebec and finish the war with Canada and the US. Austria is holding out. They're holding out for a hero. They're not going to have one, but we also managed to get 10k construction. So the story of the day is 10k construction, nearly 5 billion GDP. So close. And half finishing this war. So we've been in the same war since the very start of this episode. Of course, we're going on speed 2. It's only been like 3 years, but this war has been forever. But after this war, I am hoping Austria is no longer a great power. We just need to kneecap Prussia a little bit, and then we will be the only great power. And so if we want, we could just start puppeting great powers, or former great powers. Like, we could puppet France. The problem is it's going to take like 100 infamy. And so we are waiting to turn the corner. I think once we get all the way down to 0, maybe we just don't demand everything from them. Would they accept, like, liberate just one? No, not really. We've just won so many battles against them, but it doesn't matter. And, like, I think we're pushing in on this war goal. And why don't we just play just a few more minutes? Because I think that we might enforce on them and get 5 billion GDP. Or at least win this battle and see if they're decaying after that. Enact protected speech. Don't want to do that. In fact, if anything, I actually want to go the other way. No one supports that because we have a bunch of radicals, but that's okay. You know, now that these guys like us, we could unfree. Or we could go, look at this. Every single person is giving us double bonuses. Could we get them all in one screen grab? We could. That's nice. We can't damage relations with New Africa because our relations are so bad already. Tragic. Do we win this war? Do we take a big chunk over here? And they can decay below 0. Okay. So we will be concluding this war next episode. But for now, we just fought a really long war with the United States, Austria, and Canada. We finally got our precious Quebec, our precious Quebec. We could put encouraging manufacturing here to make another 10% on top of this, to make it 100% throughput bonus. Big happy on this. And yeah, we also got to nearly 5 billion GDP. We could call it 5 billion GDP. And overall, a fairly productive episode. We, of course, incorporated Ontario. Very, very strong state. Very excited to get this. We'll be off and away pretty shortly. Once they finish, you know, employing on the railways. We should have expanded a little bit slower. I just got ahead of myself. But we'll start producing a ton of electricity next episode. We'll turn the lights on everywhere. We'll increase the standard of living, like, probably up to the 26, 27. Because right now, a lot of these urban centers are not using electrical streetlights, although this one is. And once we get Quebec up and running, we'll turn on electrical streetlights everywhere. So this is the plan. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube algorithm stuff. Have a good day, etc. Bye-bye.